Hey mates, I'm Alex. Welcome to Power Mate.
This is the place to learn and share about Fabric and Power Platform. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this channel with your friends and colleagues. So, hey everyone, welcome back to Power Maze channel. Today we are diving into a groundbreaking new feature from Copilot, and that is Agent Flows.
That's right, Gaston. Copilot Studio has been evolving fast as this new tool is all about making AI interactions smoother, on some way, and smarter and more efficient. So, what exactly is an agent flow? Think of it's a way to structure, AI task logically. So instead of just responding to a prompt, Copilot now can now follow a more sophisticated multi-step approach. Agent flow are a powerful way to again automate repetitive tasks and integrate your app and service. So agent flow can trigger manually by other automated event or agents, so or based or and scheduled as a basic Power Automate flow.
Yeah, it seems that the Asians are everywhere, Alex. So I feel that this allows for kind of a more dynamic and intelligent way to manage the
Yeah.
workflows, making kind of Copilot not just be kind of reactive, but more proactive in helping users with these kind of complex tasks.
Exactly. And one of the coolest things about Asian Flow is that it can remember context and optimize actions to get better results. So we can split that on three steps, like consistent execution. That means that Asian flows are deterministic. They execute action or task following a rule-based path. So the same input always produce the same output, making them reliable and predictable. And then the other point is like has a simple workflow creation. So you can design, you can edit, and automate workflows directly, and that is an important point, directly in the Copilot Studio portal. So using the AI-driven suggestion for triggers, actions, and agent flows. And then, last but not least, end-to-end process visibility, because designing workflows inside the Copilot Studio so you can monitor their performance and get actionable insight to improve the automation process, all in the same Copilot Studio unified platform or page or interface. So you can also view details of your agent flow, such the flow name, description, status, and even the runs, the same that you can see on the Power Automate side of things. Now you can see the same on Copilot Studio.
Yeah, seems to me, Alex, that it's kind of a automating kind of all the research steps and handling that's kind of multi-part queries and even anticipating what you will need to do next.
Yeah, and just to for instance, let's say that you need help planning a project. Normally you type out individual requests. So with Asian Flow, sorry, Copilot understand the full scope of it and can suggest timelines, provide structured insight, and even recommend some tools to work around without having to ask for every detail. But let's jump into the my computer and take a look how this new Asian flow looks like inside the Copilot Studio portal. We are here as usual. We are on the Copilot Studio homepage. Again, here we have copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Okay, as usual. If you remember on previous videos, here on the left hand side, we have create, agent, library, and other options. This is the new one now. As you can see here, my friend, follow, flows, So flows is the new agent flows. So what happened here is now you can create your flows that, as I mentioned before, you can create your flows directly here in the Copilot Studio page rather than navigate into the Power Automate, make.powerautomate.com, create a flow, add the trigger based on, okay, when a Copilot calls me, and then create the flow and then returns to the Copilot Studio uh, topic and add that as a call and action. Now we can do everything here on the same platform without need to go to anywhere else. So let's see how this looks like. Let's click on flows and let's click a new agent flow. We're going to see two options here. Okay, let me return here. Continue without saving. I want to show that. So you can describe here, so I want to be clear on this. You can describe here what you need using Copilot, same way that we can do on Power Automate. Okay, let's say when SharePoint list item uh, is created, I don't know, send an email. This is like the simple way that we, you know, the same way we used to do that on the Power Automate side of things. So that is going again. That works the same way. It's pretty much the same platform, pretty much the same background, and the same. So as we say, when a SharePoint list item is created, say an email. Okay, so the trigger is when an item is created, then get my profile. I don't know why, but then send an email. So you can leverage Copilot to create Copilot flows for saying in some way. That's awesome. If not, if let's say, okay, I like to create my own flow, decide which the trigger is, what are the steps. So let's go back here quickly and let's create that on a traditional way. Not a traditional way because we are still on Copilot Studio, but more is like, okay, what we are going to do. So let's click on New Agent Flow, and we are going to be here on the designer. The designer is the piece or the tab that looks like exactly how you see in Power Automate when you are a designer. It's the same platform, it's the same component, everything works pretty much on the same way. So if you are pretty used to use Power Automate and you came here, for you it's going to be similar. It's going to be the same thing. Okay? So let's assume here that our trigger is not when an item is created. Let's say no, but because imagine the scenario that you have multi-agent, you have different agent and different copilot calling your agent flows. So let I click here at a trigger and then say agent. And when I type agent, you're going to see here on the top side that we have Power Virtual Agent as a trigger. What that means is like a Power Virtual Agent, or not Power Virtual Agent, and I would say an agent is going to call our Power Automate flow. In this case, is going to call our agent flow. So let's select that one. Let's create a new connection. Let's say what happened with that. If not, we can use another one. Yeah, okay. So this is the trigger. The trigger is when a this is because the names of the action are still on the old way, but when a Power Virtualization call a flow, that means when an agent or a copilot called my flow. And then same way we do on Power Automate, we can start add actions. I don't know, let's add an action here like an approval or AI builder. So same thing, we can leverage AI builders and prompts and AI models inside the the Power Virtualization, the agent or the Copilot Studio, and use that. Same thing with approval, and we have same thing that we have here on Power Automate, the controls. So if we click on control, we are going to see that we have condition, applied to each, do until, scope, switch, terminate. So it's again, it's the same platform that we use on Power Automate. So let's assume we have an approval here because we want to start an approval. Start and wait for an approval. Let's create the connection. And let's suppose like approve, reject, everyone must approve. let's complete that quickly here. Title, test approval, assign it to Gaston, and details. We don't need details. Okay, let's save here just because I want to show something. So let's click on Save Draft. Okay, we have. Let's pretend we create a flow, a complex flow, agent flow, that the trigger is another agent that is calling our flow and do different things. Also, we can call different agents. But what happened? So let's return to agents. Okay, say draft. Okay, let's go to another here. Okay, let's let's go home. I have one agent created here, like just for test proposed. Let's open it. So how to use those agent flows on our Copilot or our agent? We have two options. One is came here to actions, create a new action, then came here to the top, click on the three dots, and go to flows. Okay, click on flows. Those flows means agent flows and Power Automate flows. Okay, and then let's click on flows. So we have two actions here. One is, or two flows to select, and this is a good example because on purpose I have two to so you can see quickly here that this one is the one I created, agent flow power mate one, that is effectively an agent flow, and this is an old power automate we have created is Search Dynamic 365 Knowledge Arctic Flow. That is a flow. That means this is a power automate flow, and this is an agent flow. So you can quickly check on the other action which kind of flow is. So let's click on agent flow. So we can configure here. We have input and output. I have an input. We don't have input and output here, but if you add input and output to your agent flow, you are going to be able to select here. This is one way, add as an action. And the other way, let's leave here. Let's see the last piece of this is if you come directly to topics. This is the old way. If you all remember, like I don't know, let's say 1 year ago, but maybe 6 months ago, if you have created or working on a topic, you know how was the way to add a Power Automate flow or a flow is click on the plus, add a node, then you call add an action here, and then click on the Power Automate flow. Now you are going to be able also to click on your agent flow here directly on the topic. These pretty much work the same way, but you don't need to leave the platform. You don't need to go to Power Automate Flow. You don't need to. So it's going to be even easy to work with the agent flows and Power Automate. So this is pretty much how I want to show today. This is there. You have it. No agent flow, from my perspective, is a huge leap forward for Copilot.
Yeah, this is amazing, Alex. And one last comment that I figured out in the middle of that demo is that you can easily convert Power Automate Flow to an agent flow.
Yeah,
So if you already have a Power Automate Cloud Flow that does what you want, you can convert that one into an agent flow. So converting allows you to manage all the flow in Copilot Studio and consume Copilot Studio capacity instead of a
that's
Power
right.
Automate billing. So you can still access the flow from Power Automate. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So Power Mates, we can't wait to see how you use these kind of features. Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more these kind of AI updates.
Yeah, exactly. Don't, as Picasso mentioned, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and join us on this journey.
And remember that together we are going to be unlocking the full potential of Power Platform and Microsoft Fabric.
Yeah.